Goes down, everybody. Walker Dead Phoenix here, back again with another video for you guys. This is Season 3, Episode 4 of my Walking Dead Reboot Series, titled The Murderer Within. Thank you all so much for the love and support. I really do appreciate it. And, yeah. Let's get into this episode now, shall we? The episode begins with Daryl and Carol waking up from bed. They're getting out of bed together. And, Carol asks Daryl, is everything okay? Daryl's like, yeah, I was just thinking about Herschel. The man's been through a lot, and he just lost his own. He just lost another daughter. Carol's like, yeah. Daryl says, I was thinking, I'm just, who would have done such a thing? Carol says, I don't know. What do you suggest? Daryl says, what I suggest is we find out who did it. And then we kill him. Carol says, oh. The next shot is with Herschel, and he did not get any sleep at all. And he is just still upset. Beth is like, Daddy, you good? Herschel says, no. No, sweetie. I'm not good. I'm not good at all. The next shot is Rick talking with the group, and Rick's like, what do you guys suggest? Do we figure out as to who was that killed Rachel and Chris? John says, yeah, of course. Sure, it's so early in the morning, but still, someone murdered that little girl and that person from Tyrese's group. That I'm sorry, that can't go unexcused. That can't go unexcused. Heck, you made a deal with those prisoners for heck's sake. You made a deal with them. The way I see it, they broke the deal. They broke the deal. Rick's like, yeah. Andrea says, John's right. If we had an agreement with them, then that agreement is broken, meaning we can't trust them. We gotta keep our eye out for them. Each one of them. Rick says, yeah. Okay, this is what's gonna happen. Everyone stay in this cell block. Do not go to the other cell block. The less contact with these prisoners, the better. Last thing we need is someone else dying. That's the last thing we need. Clint says, yeah. Dale says, well, who's gonna round up these prisoners one by one and interrogate them? John says, I'll do that. Dale's like, you alone? You might need assistance. John says, no, I'm good doing it by myself. I mean, as a co-sheriff deputy, I have interrogated people before. So, let's see what happens this time. But Dale is not liking this idea. The next shot pans out where the governor and his people come back from that site where they have killed all those military people. They enter the gates of Woodbury. They just came back, and the governor gets out of his car, and he starts giving this lie to his people. The governor says, we brought in 2 new people yesterday. One of them was a helicopter pilot. He told us where his men was on the highway. And when we got there, his men, I promised them that we would bring them back here safe. But unfortunately, And then that didn't end up happening. When we got there, they're all dead. The dead got to them before we could help. And I know some of you feel ashamed. Probably feel like I couldn't keep my promise. But to honor their sacrifices, the one thing we can do is keep this place standing. In the hopes that their memories can live on. No matter how it takes. No matter how long it takes. This community is our home. And if we have to protect it with our lives, we will do so in a heartbeat. I'll die for anyone. And I mean anyone can touch this place. Now, let's eat up and enjoy this somewhat of a victory. For we have a lot of work ahead of us. And Avesta is not having it. Avesta does not believe the governor. As Avesta is walking with the governor, Avesta's like, so, that speech. Do you tell that speech to all of your people? And the governor's like, I don't know what you mean. Avesta's like, don't know what I mean. Okay. Sure. The governor's like, well, I don't know what you're trying to say. Me and my people, we bring you in, we give you a nice warm bed, a place to stay tonight. So, what are you trying to say, Avesta? Avesta's like, nothing. Nothing bad at all. Nothing bad at all. As Avesta just walks away. The next shot is back at the prison, and John is in this cell block as Andrea and Dale bring Alex to where John is at, and John's like, oh, Alex, right? Have a seat. Alex is like, well, what is this all about? John's like, well, we should get a pretty good idea of what this is all about. So, I don't know if you heard, but a little girl of the name of Rachel Greene was murdered with a person from someone else's group. They were murdered yesterday. Yeah, they were murdered yesterday. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you? Alex was like, no. This is the first I'm hearing about it. John's like, okay, then where the fuck were you during the event? Alex is like, what are you talking about where I was during the event? I was in my cell block. I was in my cell block with Axel and Oscar. We're getting ready to say goodbye to Big T because he was dying. John's like, oh, I remember. So you mean to tell me that you were nowhere near that area? Alex is like, no. Heck no, of course not. Why would I be anywhere in that area? Listen, I don't know what you're trying to get at, Mr. Miller. John's like, John's fine. Alex is like, okay, John. Listen, I don't know what you're trying to get at. Okay? As you can see from the look on my face, I am being serious. I did not kill that little girl, and I did not kill that guy. I never knew those people. And besides, I'm not all that bad of a guy. Sure, you and your crew might not know me very well, but I'm telling you the truth. I'm not that bad of a dude. John is like, okay, then what was your crime? What was your crime? Just tell me. Just tell me what was your crime. You might as well just tell me, because I'll just find out. Like that. Alex is like, my crime. I robbed a bank. And the reason I robbed that bank was so that a friend of mine could get the medical treatment he needed. But the judge was not happy. So they placed me in this prison for 6 years for stealing. But that doesn't mean I'm a killer. I'm not a killer, man. Sure, I've killed some walkers by now, but for me to take the life of a little girl, that's too much. That's too much. And as you can see from my face, you should know that I'm telling you the truth. John is like, oh, I believe you, all right. I can tell. I can tell from that face you're looking at me right now. Oh, I can tell. I can tell you're telling me the truth. I can tell. It wasn't you. Okay. You're free to go back to your cell block. Andrea, Dale, you can take them back. Alex is like, hey, listen, I'm sorry about that little girl, and I'm sorry about this guy. John's like, Chris. His name is Chris. Alex is like, yeah, Chris. I hope you find whoever is responsible. John Miller doesn't say anything as Andrea and Dale take him back to his cell. The next shot is Lori helping out Alan. Lori's like, it's okay, try not to stand up. And then Beth's like, here, use this. Alan's like, what is it? Beth is like, it's a cane I found in one of the old cell blocks. Here's hoping it's enough for you to, get it back up on your feet. As Alan tries to stand up, he's like, oh. Laura's like, how do you feel? Alan's like, yeah, I'm fine. With this little prosthetic leg you and Herschel made for me, plus with the cane, yeah, I would say my walking is pretty fine. Thank you. As Alan starts walking around the cell block, everyone else is shocked by this, and they're like, whoa. How's it feel, Alan? Alan's like, yeah, it feels great. Being able to somewhat walk again, yeah, I'm good. Wait till Rick sees this. The next shot is John talking with Rick, and John's like, so I interrogated Alex, and he says he doesn't, that he didn't do it. Rick's like, do you believe him? John's like, yeah, I did believe him. And to be honest with you, I wanted to break his nose. I wanted to torture him, but I didn't, because if I did, then that would look bad on me. Because if I did do that, and if it was revealed that it wasn't him, then that would have made me look bad. But I didn't. Brooks like, the way I see it, you did the right thing. And then John's like, oh, did I? I don't know. I don't know if I did the right thing or not, but regardless if it was, that's something we're going to have to live with. Rick's like, yeah, we all have to live with things nowadays, right? John's like, yeah, exactly. The next shot is with Otis and Herschel, and Otis is like, hey, bro, you good? Herschel says, no, I'm not. I'm not good. Otis says, yeah, but look on the bright side. You still have me. You still have Patricia. You still have Beth, Billy, Maggie. Heck, you still have this group. You still got people. Regardless if you feel better or not, just know people like us, we're going to be here for you no matter what. I just hope you feel better, and I just hope that you're able to get through this dark time you have. Feel better soon, bro. And Herschel says, yeah. Otis is like, thanks for everything. As Otis just walks away. The next shot is Sean looking at a map and of the person, and John's like, okay, so where is the office? Beth comes in the room, and Beth's like, hey, babe, what are you doing? John is like, I'm looking at a map of the prison. I'm trying to find that office. My guess is that if I find the office, I find the files on the prisoners. And if I find the files of the prisoners, we should be able to find the person that killed your sister and Chris. Beth's like, you sure you want to do that? Invade the prisoners' privacy? And John is like, well, it's either do that or we keep being all clueless, not knowing who it was that did it. I mean, does it feel a little wrong going through the prisoner's privacy? Yeah. If I find these files in the main office, I can find out who killed your sister, Beth. I can find out who it was that did it. The question is, would you want to help me? Beth's like, yeah, I'll help you. As the two kiss. The next shot is Otis talking with Rick, and Otis is like, hey, Rick, can we talk for a second? Rick's like, yeah, what's up? Otis is like, when me and your son and David went to go get those medical supplies, we came across like two survivors. They're both doctors. Rick's like, what? Where? Otis says there's an infirmary in a prison and they're there. But they're not bad people by any means. They gave us medical supplies out of kindness, and we would, and the way I see it, we would never have saved Alan if it wasn't for them as well. Otis also says I was going to tell you yesterday, but it crossed my mind. But I might as well tell you now so that there's no miscommunication. Rick says, thank you for telling me. If you want, you can escort us there to the infirmary so we can meet these people, see what they're all about, make sure they're not, Oh, he says, yeah, I know. But yeah, if you want, I could probably take you there. Probably David could also come with us as well. But yeah, they're not bad people. Rick's like, what are their names? Rick says, their names is Dr. Stevens. He's the male doctor, and Alice is the nurse. Rick says, huh? Interesting. Otis says, yeah. Anyway, I'll let you get back to doing what you're doing with the Walker's burn. Rick says, yeah. Talk more soon. Otis says, yeah. Same here. Otis goes to Patricia, and Otis is like, "Hey, honey, you okay?" Just like, "Yeah, I'll be alright. It's just I knew Rachel since she was a little baby, and the thought of her being gone, that breaks my heart. Heck, Otis, we don't even know if Susie Green's Susie. We don't even know if she's alive or not." Otis says, "Don't say that. Don't give up hope. Never give up hope." Remember when I first told you that Shane shot me in the leg? Trisha says, "Yeah, I was pissed. Yeah, when you first told me, I was fucking mad. I wanted to fucking kill Shane, and then it was revealed that Shane killed Rick. Well, you know what I mean. Rick killed Shane. Self-defense, yeah. But Shane deserved it. After what Shane tried to do to Rick, and after what Shane tried to do to you, trying to get you killed, I was mad. I was very mad. Hell, I was pissed. I'm glad Shane is dead. I know it sounds very mean, but it's the truth." Otis says, "Yeah." Anyway, I'm gonna go interrogate Andrew. Be back soon. Okay? Trisha's like, "Yeah, see you soon." As two kiss, and as Otis walks away. The next shot pans out where Otis is talking with Andrew. Otis is like, "Come with me. I have some questions for you." Andrew's like, "Wait, what is this all about?" Otis is like, "A little girl was killed. Same with someone from Diary's group. His name is Chris. Those two were killed yesterday." Andrew's like, "What? Who would do such a thing?" Otis is like, "Did you do it? Yes or no?" It's a yes or no question. Andrew's like, "No. No. Why? Why would I? No, of course not." Otis is like, "Then what was your crime? Just tell me, what was your crime?" Andrew says, "My crime? My crime. I was arrested for possession of marijuana." Otis is like, "What? That's all you were arrested for?" Andrew says, "Yeah, but I'm no killer." Dexter then comes out of the shadows and he's like, "Yeah, he's telling the truth. In fact," Dexter grabs his gun and starts firing up in the air, and then Otis is like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And Dexter's like, "What I should have done from the get go, killing you all." And then that's where we get this crazy shot of mad walkers surrounding Andrew and Otis. And then that's where Otis grabs his gun and kills like two walkers. Andrew grabs his baseball bat, and then She opens his closet, and then she sees this crowbar, and then Beth is like, "Hey, honey, look, I found the crowbar." John's like, good find. We can use this crowbar to open these drawers. As John uses the crowbar to open some of the drawers, John sees these files, and as he's going through these files, he sees Axel's file, Alex's file, Oscar's file. Like, he sees all these files, and they're for the prisoners. And as John's looking at Axel's file, and John's like, "Damn, this guy got arrested for burning out motorcycles in the middle of the night. He's arrested him. Damn." But then, and then he continues looking at the files, and then he sees this one file which says Thomas Richards, and John takes out the file to look at it, and he's like, "Holy shit!" Beth's like, "What is it?" And then that's where John straight up drops the file, and he just gets out of the chair, and he's like, "We got to get to everybody now. We got to get to everybody now." As John runs out of the office, Beth is like, "Honey, wait, what was on the..." As Beth grabs the file from the floor, she looks at it, and she's putting her hand on her mouth, and she's like, "What the fuck?" And then she begins to freak out as well. The next shot is Andrea washing clothes, and then that's where we see Thomas Richards, and Andrea's like, "Oh, hey, Thomas, I was just drying these clothes. You want to come by and help me?" And Thomas Richards is like, "Oh, no, I didn't come here to help you wash clothes." And then Andrea's like, "Wait, if you're not here to help me, then why are you here?" And then that's where Thomas Richards grabs his knife, and he's like, "Oh, I'm here to bust you open. I'm here to kill you." And then Andrea is like trying to fight back, and then that's where Andrea, in a bad fashion, punches Thomas Richards in the face. But then that's when Thomas Richards gets up. He then picks up his knife again, and then he just he's like trying to cut Andrea's neck open, but he fails. But then that's where Thomas Richards punches Andrea in the stomach, and then that's where Thomas Richards slices Andrea's face, giving her classic comic book scar. And then that's where Andrea is screaming like, "Ah! Ah!" And then that's where Andrea punches Thomas Richards in the face again, and then she just runs out of the prison. As everybody is in the courtyard enjoying themselves, that's when Andrea runs out, and she's like, Guys! And then Rick is like, "What is it?" And then that's where Rick notices the blood on Andrea's face, and she's like, "Holy shit!" And then that's where Thomas Richards comes out of the thing, and he's like, "Come here, little lady. Come here. I'm gonna kill you." And then that's where it dawns down on Rick that it was Thomas Richards that did it. And Rick, after he finds this out, after he puts all the pieces together, he is mad. As Thomas Richards forces himself on Andrea, as Thomas Richards is getting ready to kill Andrea, that's when Rick jumps out and just tackles Thomas Richards on the ground as Rick is punching Thomas Richards in the face multiple times until he can't stand up. And then Rick is like, "You son of a bitch. You killed her. You killed that little girl. You killed Chris." And then that's where David and that's when David and Glenn is like holding Rick, and they're like, "Rick, stop." And then Rick starts screaming, "That son of a bitch! He killed her! He killed them!" He killed Rachel and Chris. Glenn's like, Rick, calm down. Look at your hands. And then Rick starts looking at his hands, and they're a little bloody. And Rick's like, holy shit. And then that's where Rick orders David and Glenn to take this piece of shit to a cell and lock him in there. David says, you got it. Tyrese, Tara, Emily, and the others, they're in complete and utter shock by this. And Tyrese is like just a little happy because he's like, finally, the person that did it is caught. Tyrese feels a little happy, but he's also angry, and he's also has this need to want to kill Thomas Richards. But he knows he can't yet. At least not yet. Glenn and David throw Thomas Richards in the cell, and then that's where Rick is like, wait a second. Where the fuck is Otis? And everyone begins to freak out. And then that's when Carl's like, wait, where's Carol and Sophia? And then everyone begins to freak out. And then that's where Lori's like, ah! And then Rick's like, what is it? What is it? Lori's like, my water broke. Holy smoke, I think the baby's coming. And then Rick's like, what? And then that's where John and Beth come, and John's like, Rick! Thomas Richards. And then Rick says, don't worry, we know. He tried to kill Andrea, but they got out able to stop that in time, and plus, he's in that cell. But Rick then says, we have another problem on our hands. Lori says the baby's coming and that her water broke. John's like, wait, what? What? Rick says, yeah, I know. John says, Beth, you and Andrea take Lori to that infirmary Otis was talking about earlier. Andrea's like, wait, hold on, you sure? John says, yeah, I trust you. Now do it. Take her to the infirmary. Rick says, do it. As Andrea and Beth take Lori to the infirmary, but then that's where the alarms go off, and then that's where everybody begins to freak out, and like all hell's breaking loose, and Rick is like, oh my gosh, like, ah! And then that's where Carol and Sophia hear the alarms, and then as Carol's running with Sophia, saying, come on, we gotta get back to the other cell block. And then that's where Dexter comes out of nowhere, and Dexter's like, come on, follow me. And then Dexter is leading Sophia and Carol to a dead end, and Carol's like, what the fuck is this? And then Dexter grabs his gun and just knocks out Carol, and then knocks out Sophia in an unexpected fashion. But back at the other cell block, Rick is like, Tara, Dale, T-Dog, stay with the prisoner. Me, Tara, John, Beth, Andrea, Guillermo, Tyrese, and the others will go with Lori to this infirmary. T-Dog's like, wait, are you sure? T-Dog's like, yeah, absolutely. As Rick's like, come on, we all have to go now. Let's go. Come on, let's go. As the group is running, Rick kicks down his door. As they're all outside, they see Mad Walkers coming out, but then that's where Rick grabs his gun and shoots Mad Walkers, and then that's where Tara and Carl kill like multiple walkers as well, and then Lori grabs her gun and kills a walker. But then that's where the group notices something. They see Otis and Andrew as walkers, and then Rick is like, no. Patricia sees this and she's like, Otis? that's where Maggie grabs her gun and shoots Otis in the head. And then that's where Rick grabs his Python revolver and shoots Walker Andrew in the head. And then that's where Rick is like, come on, there's no time to grieve, we gotta go. Patricia, Maggie, come on guys, we gotta go. Let's go. As they are forced, they keep going. And as Patricia is just upset. Next shot pans out where Carol wakes up and so does Sophia, and that's where Dexter's like, you're awake. Good. Nice to see a nice mother and a nice little kid here, ain't it? Now, we're just missing our quiet friend. Where's Rick? Carol, that's when Carol gets in Dexter's face and she's like, listen, you know damn ass well I'm not telling you a damn thing. And then Dexter's like, no? Okay then. Let's see if I can change your mind. And then Dexter grabs his gun and shoots Sophia through the arm. As Carol is freaking out, screaming, no! You son of a bitch, I'm gonna kill you! And then Dexter's like, easy, Carol. Oh, please, I haven't even started with you yet. And Carol's like, look at me, Sophia. Kiddo, look at me, kiddo. And then Dexter's like, yeah, you look at her. Think about how much pain she's causing you. Funny thing about your mom and her group, they would say anything just to get what they want. And then Carol's like, damn it, you pendejo. Listen, you want Rick? Then let me take you to him. But leave my child out of it. Dexter's like, well, you're talking to a superior, Miss Carol. At least show some discipline. Carol's like, yeah, you were never going to be one of us. Hell, you're not a good fucking person. F you! And then that's where Dexter punches Carol multiple times in the face. And then that's when Sophia gets free of her restraints and then goes for the gun. And then that's where Dexter's like, oh look, looks like this little lady still has some life in her, huh? Didn't she ever tell you not to aim guns at people? Hey, can go off! See? And then boom, that's where Dexter forces Sophia to shoot at Carol, but then that's when Dexter grabs the gun and uses the gun, right? And then hits Sophia on the head, and then Sophia's like, no. And then Dexter's like, whoo! You got fire in you, kid. I like that. Putting your life on the line to protect your mom. You know something, Carol? You can learn something from her. And that's where Carol screams, that's my daughter! And then Dexter's like, yeah? Well, guess what? Now she's gonna watch you die. As Dexter shoots Carol multiple times through the stomach and through the chest. As Carol starts coughing out mad blood, Sophia notices this and she's screaming, no! Mom! Mom! And then that's when Dexter throws Carol on the floor as Carol is coughing out blood. She's like, way. As the group is almost to the infirmary, that's where Guillermo gets bit on the back by a walker, and then Tara screams, "No!" And then that's where Guillermo hits the walker on the head, and then that's where he grabs his knife and stabs the walker in the head. Rick notices this, and he's like, oh, fuck. Guillermo says, I'm dead anyway. Let's keep going. And if you guys have to put me down, so be it. Tara's like, no. I'm not. I'll do whatever I have to do. I'm not letting you become one of those things. And Guillermo's like, yeah, well, if we don't get lured to that infirmary, we're going to have a big problem on our hands. As Rick and the others keep going, as Guillermo is right behind them. Rick kills multiple walkers, so does Guillermo, so does Tara, and so does Carl, and Emily, and everybody else. Tyrese kills multiple walkers. The next shot is Dexter at the armory, and he grabs a pistol and a shotgun, and then he straight up exits the infirmary and heads to Rick's cell block, and he aims the gun at T-Dog, and he also aims it at Dale, and Dale's like, what the fuck are you doing? And then Dexter hits Dale in the face as he collapses. His crutches are also on the floor as T-Dog's like, Dale, and then he's aiming his gun at both T-Dog and Alan as well, and Dexter's like, open the door now. Me and my friend are gonna take back this prison. Everything's gonna be peachy. Unless you want to see your friend's brains out on the floor right here, right now, I suggest you open the door. Dale's like, no, don't do it. And then Alan's like, fine, I'll open the door. As Alan opens the door, that's when Thomas Richards kicks down the cell door as Alan collapses to the floor. As Thomas Richards is like, yes. You're next to die. And then Dexter's like, no, stop. Enough. Let's not kill them all yet. Let's kill them all one by one. Now, if you would be so kind, Alan, is it? Get T-Dog and your other friend in that cell right now. As Alan is like, okay. And then that's when Alan gets not just Dale but T-Dog in the cell. As Alan also gets in the cell, and then Dexter closes the cell and locks it, and meaning they can't get out. Dexter's like, pleasure doing business with you. As Dexter and Thomas Richards leave. And T-Dog is like, fuck! The next shot pans out where the whole group sees mad walkers in this hallway, but then that's when Rick, Emily, and Carl, and Andrea, and Beth, and Herschel, all these other characters, they're shooting at these walkers. Rick kicks down the door and says, go now, everyone go. And then they go to the door, and then as they see a walker trying to bite Lori, that's when Guillermo comes out of nowhere and tackles the walker to the wall, and then Rick's like, no, and then Guillermo screams, run, go, I'm dead anyway, run, get her to the infirmary now. And then that's when Rick and all the other survivors go to the door as Tara's like, no. And then that's when Maggie pulls her away. And then that's when Tara screams, no. And then that's when the walkers bite Guillermo on the neck, and he's screaming, ah! and then that's when all those walkers devour Guillermo being dead. As Tara kneels down in pain and begins crying. Tara's like, come on, we have to leave. Come on. We have to go. And then as Tara is like, get off me. Don't touch me, please. Leave me here. Let me be alone. Please. As everyone else leaves Tara. And then that's when they leave. The next shot pans out where they make it to the infirmary. Dr. Stevens and Alice, they're like, what the fuck? And then that's when they notice Carl and David. And then that's when David's like, open the door, please. Open the door. They open the door to the infirmary as they all come in. They close the doors and they start to barricade the doors with furniture nearby. And then Rick's like, my wife, she's pregnant. And then Dr. Stevens is like, is she expecting? Rick is like, yes, she's expecting. And then that's where Tyrese, Maggie, and everybody else barricade the doors, and they barricade their doors for furniture as walkers are trying to get in. But then that's where Rick's like, everyone, get your weapons ready, just in case if the walkers get through. And then Lori is like on the medical bed, and she's like looking at Carl, and Lori's like, hey Carl, remember that time where me, you, Uncle Jeff, and your Aunt Madison and her cousins were here? And you all had so much fun playing in that pool. And just carefully, Carl says, yeah, I remember. Lori says, listen, I need you to be strong for me, okay? We're kid stuff, remember? I have faith that you're gonna beat this world, Carl. You and your dad are gonna beat this world. And I need you to be strong for your baby sister or brother, okay? And I want you and your Uncle John to watch over your dad, because you're so happy, so kind, and so brave. I'm so proud of you, kiddo. I love you. You hear me? I love you. Alice is like, we gotta do the operation now. Well, not operation, she's gonna give birth, now's the time. Then Lori is like screaming, Rick's like, Laura, I'm here. And Laura, I'm here. And then Lori's like, and then the walkers just bang on the doors as Lori's like, and then that's where we hear the baby crying, and the baby's like, and then the whole group looks at this beautiful moment, and then that's where Alice is like, hey, it's a girl. And that's when Lori's like, Judith. Oh, Judith. Rick. Carl. Good night, love. As Lori closes her eyes, and that's when Rick is like, no. Wait, how? Wait, Lori. Lori! Alice, like, she's, I guess, well, now, she's losing too much blood. She's losing too much blood. And that's where Dr. Stevens is like, give me some medical supplies now, hurry! And that's where Carl's like, Mom! Wake up, please! Wake up, as the baby is crying. And that's where Rick is screaming, Lori, honey, please, wake up! Wake up! And then the doctor is like, there's no pulse. No. Cause of death. 11:50 a.m. And that's where Rick and Carl are crying. They're like, no. No. Oh. Oh. No. Then that's where Rick is just broken. John is like, let me do it, please. That's my friend. Let me do it. Just let me do it, please. As they give John the gun. And John Miller's like, Lori, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And then John just grabs his gun and shoots Lori in the head. Lori being dead. As the whole group is sad. And boom, that is the end of the episode. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I did get a little dark towards the end, but yeah, that was the episode. Here's hoping you guys enjoyed. But before I end off the episode, I want to explain as to why I picked characters to die as they did. The reason I killed off Otis and Andrew, well, comics, because in the comics that's how they both die. They both get devoured by walkers. So I guess in a way, I guess you could say those two got their comic book deaths. Plus Otis' story was coming to an end anyway. That's why I killed off those two. Carol, the reason I killed off Carol, and I will say this right now, the reason I killed off Carol, because during the time of season 3, the actress that played Carol, Melissa McBride, wanted to leave because she wanted to retire from acting. So I'm like, okay, if I'm going to kill off this character, season 3, episode 4 is the perfect time to do so, and it's also the perfect time for that character to go anyway, since her story was somewhat coming to an end. And yes, it was emotional for Sophia, and it will be emotional for Daryl when he finds out who did it. But yeah, that's why I killed off Carol. Guillermo, let's be honest, Guillermo's story was over, and I feel like people were starting to forget about that character. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna kill off that character since this character's story's come to an end. I might as well just kill him off. With Lori, yes, she did get her TV show death, but remixed. She didn't, I mean, to be fair, she didn't, my version of Lori didn't die from childbirth. No. It wasn't, Lori didn't. In my version, Lori did not die from childbirth. She died because there was so much blood coming out of her important part, and because of that, she passed out and died. It wasn't, and no, it wasn't because of childbirth. It was not because of that. It was because mad blood was coming out, and because of that, she quickly died. As soon as she gave birth to Judith, she died. But the reason why I killed off Lori is because, to be fair, what else was I going to do with Lori? Her story was somewhat coming to an end. Plus, some people are asking me, like, oh, why don't you have Lori get her TV show death? And I'm like, okay. If I'm going to do it, it has to make sense for the story. It has to be remixed. I have to find a way for this to make sense for the story. But yeah, Lori dying is the perfect way for Rick and Carl to move forward. Same with John. Same with everybody else going forward. But this is indeed a crazy moment for the show because the first Grimes, a member of the family, just died. So yeah, I can understand why some people are going to be like, oh, that's a big-ass moment. And I'm like, yeah, it is. It's also a big moment for the birth of Judith. So yeah, there's also that. But that's why I killed off the characters I did. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for Season 3, Episode 5, titled Prey, coming hopefully soon. So please like, comment, and subscribe, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. As always,